My name is Jay Frucci with FurnitureConsignment.com, and I'm here today to talk to you about chairs and chair construction. We're actually on the third floor of our Hanover, Massachusetts showroom, and where we have over 40 styles of chairs, over 300 chairs to choose from. And we're here to talk to you about the differences in some of those chairs and what to look for. We carry all kinds of chairs. We carry the things that you're going to see in the big box stores, all the way to very high end, quality, highly refined, hand constructed chairs. And there's a major difference in the price point. And a lot of people don't understand that. And so we wanted to take a few minutes to just kind of outline to you what you should look for if you're buying a chair. And not to say that you're not going to buy the lower end of the chair for a certain reason or because it's within your budgetary constraints. There's nothing wrong with that. But what we're here to do is just tell you, what you're buying, what you're paying for, why one chair might cost a little bit less than the other, and why one chair might cost a whole lot more than another. So let's walk through that. I'll give you some examples of what we have in the showroom today. So I'm sitting here in the first chair that I want to demonstrate to you, and this is a nice looking chair. It's a chair that you can find in a lot of the box stores. It's got the famous Made in China label on it, which as many of them do. And you don't need the Made in China label to be able to determine that this is a chair that was made with economies in mind, trying to keep the chair made at a low cost. So essentially, these chairs are taken or uh, shipped to the United States in pieces, and they're assembled in the United States. They could be assembled at a factory that's here in the United States or at the furniture retailer where they're actually put together. And when I wiggle back and forth in this chair just gently, I can feel some play in there. And the problem with that is the more that you wiggle back and forth, the greater that play gets, things loosen up, and the wood construction underneath the chair just isn't great. And so it's not able to hold that wiggling back and forth. And I can even feel it in the arms as I pull and press just even gently that there's some play there. So just a sign, just by sitting in the chair, that maybe it's not of great quality. So the other thing that I can do here is I can start to take a look at what's really going on with this chair. I'm going to see some plugs here at the arms, just without even flipping the chair over, and on the edges. I can just feel that that is coming apart a little bit. So that tells me that the arm has been secured by screws. It's not been done with a mortise and tenon joinery at some of the higher end chairs. The other thing that I can see without even flipping the chair over is that this has some layers to it in the splat black here. And those layers tell me that this is um, um, a laminated wood that's been put together with high pressure. So, and it does take a stain nicely. So again, it's got a good look to it, but you're talking about an engineered wood, not a solid wood construction. And the big thing that you want to look for with these chairs are the hex screws that are underneath the chairs. And these hex screws are just a telltale sign that this is a chair that's designed to quickly assemble so that it can assemble efficiently once it gets to the United States out of a box. And these block pieces of wood here, those are the corner pieces, and they connect all the pieces together. But there's lots of screws, lots of hex screws, so everything is completely glued together. And this wood, even though it is of the similar, like if I flip another chair over here that's a little bit higher quality, even though that appears to be put together the same way, this particular wood again is an engineered wood, and it's very brittle, and it's not able to withhold the pressure that our big bodies in the United States put on these chairs, and so they do break. And they're hard to fix because it's not solid wood. It's not easy to just glue together. So this chair, if you were to see it in a store, in a showroom, and it was priced new, would be about a $150 chair. And it has a good look to it, so it looks good in the new showroom. And we carry these chairs. We sell them every day. The point of this video, again, is just to show you that there is a difference between a lower end chair with a good look, just something to look for so you know what you're buying, versus a higher end chair that has a better quality construction to it. So we'll show you another chair here. So this particular chair that I'm showing you right now is actually a chair that's made by Thomasville. And Thomasville has been around for years and years, almost a century. And they've evolved their manufacturing process as they've had to do so that they can stay in business and make money. And we all appreciate that and respect it. And it's a competitive world out there. So Thomasville, that was a North Carolina, USA company, has manufactured this chair in China. And it says it on there. And we have to forgive them for that because it's a very competitive world. And what they're trying to do is put a competitively priced, high quality chair on the marketplace. So we're going to see a couple of fragments of this chair that are similar to the chair that I showed you of the lower end kind of economy structure, but it has the higher end wood grain and joinery and construction that go with it. So it's kind of a little bit of the best of both worlds from Thomasville's standpoint, where they're able to save some money by boxing this and shipping it to the United States, but also retain some of the good quality in the chair, such as the solid woods that go along with it. So just because this particular chair has the hex screws on it, like the one that I showed you, that was a little bit lesser quality construction, there are solid wood pieces here. And I know it's probably a little bit harder to tell, but there are things that you can look for. I would trust the Thomasville name. I think that they are going to put a quality product on the market, even though they're trying to do it as cost effectively as they can. They're not going to cut so many quarters that they're not going to put a quality product on the market. So I would trust that, knowing Thomasville. And secondly, you're going to see that this chair is also finished on the inside. So they've taken the time and put the resources and the money into making sure that it's finished on the inside because they care about putting a quality product on the marketplace. And this wood that's joinery here, it is done with a more solid wood. It is solid wood, and this chair is solid cherry. So even though they've shipped it overseas, manufactured it there, sent it back in parts, reassembled it here, it is a much higher quality chair than the one I just showed you because it is made of the solid woods. And that solid wood construction is what is going to give it greater stability and a longer life. So this chair is going to be about double the price of the one that I just showed you, and for good reason. It's a better chair. So this chair now that we're looking at is an Ethan Allen chair. And the difference between the Ethan Allen chair that I'm showing you right here versus the Thomasville chair that we just reviewed is this chair is about 15 years old. And the manufacturing process has changed so much in that period of time that this chair, if you were to see it today, would probably be similarly manufactured to the Thomasville chair. But this particular chair, you're not going to see a lot of the screws and things like that that you saw with the Thomasville chair because this one was made here in the United States. So it wasn't shipped from overseas. They didn't have to compact it down and then reassemble it. So you got to think about those things when they're looking at chairs. So as a result, these arms are actually mortise and tenon in here, and there's no screws. It's actually just glued in there. And same with down here. That's screwed in there, but it's a much higher level of quality than the chairs we were just looking at because it's all hand put together. And a lot of this wood is just a lot more greater attention to detail. Even in the arms where it curves over here, those are doweled in there. You'd never see that from a chair that's economically made just in China and imported over here in a box. You're not going to see the layers on the sides of this where it's a compressed wood. So solid woods again. And then as I flip the chair over, lots of signs of hand carving, which we really like to see. And again, solid woods underneath, and then it's finished underneath. I like to see that because that tells me that this company cares about their product that they're putting on the marketplace. So a higher quality chair than the two that we just witnessed, and that's because it was done in a different time frame when things weren't quite as competitive. Again, some of these companies had to do what they have to do to stay competitive, and they're still trying to make a quality chair. I would again trust the Ethan Allen brand that they're going to put a quality product on the marketplace. So look for that name. It's a good name. You see it in our stores every day. We always have Ethan Allen product, and again, I like what they've. This is a very nicely constructed chair. So this particular chair that we're looking at right now is a Stickley chair. This is the highest end chair that we have in our showroom today. This is a beautifully constructed chair. It's probably about $1,000 chair if you were to buy it new, maybe even a little bit more. And it is just a very thick cherry wood that's on there. Solid cherry, solid American cherry, made here in the United States, hand carved all the way through. Solid pieces of woods that have been carved out, not things that have been pieced together. This is solid wood that's been actually carved out by real skilled artisans and craftsmen. The finish is wonderful. It's really has a lot of detail in terms of the finish. A lot of time has been spent to make sure that this finish really pops and is shiny. And this chair is solid as a rock and will stay that way for years because of the construction made of all solid woods, screwed and glued, mortise and tenon. Everything's joined with dowels correctly the way that it's supposed to be done. The problem with this chair is that it's expensive, and that's why companies have tried to make chairs for less money. They were great chair manufacturers right here in the state of Massachusetts for many years out in the town of Gardner, Massachusetts. They such as Nichols and Stone and Hitchcock and Bent Brothers. They all made wonderful chairs, Winchendon, but they're very expensive to make the chair the way that it should be made. So people don't want to spend that kind of money. So again, when you're looking at a very solid chair like this, the downside is it's expensive and you're going to pay for it. There's a lot of hands that go into just making this one chair. So you do want to appreciate it for what it is. And if you're buying it, you need to know that it's going to last for generations. And the style, they try to make styles that are also going to last for generations, which is very key. So again, we flip it over here, and you're going to see the fine finish also on the inside, but also the very solid woods, extraordinary construction, screws that have been inset the way that they should be. You know, a carpenter would approve of this, if you will, not been boxed together. And again, the finest stock of wood has been used, not just solid cherry wood, but the finest stock of cherry wood. And you want to look for that. You know, how nice is the wood grain? Is it appealing to the eye? Is it really can you tell that it's made from premium product? Not that it's just been made with the finest artisans. It's also premium product that they've used premium stock wood and fine finishes. So again, you get what you pay for. This is a gorgeous chair. Uh, you know, not everybody is going to be willing to spend that kind of money for a chair, but it's here in our showroom, and we've really run the gamut. We've got, you know, the pieces that you're going to find in the imports, and we've got the high end, and and they go in everybody's homes. You can't afford to put the highest end pieces in every corner of your home, so you have to cut corners in your own home, as some of these manufacturers have done. And we just try to show you that there's some differences. There's a reason why the prices are different. These are things that you should look for so that you're educated when you make these decisions. And we hope this helps. And welcome to our first edition of our quality review on fine furniture. Thanks for watching.